All right, you've been patient enough. Let me show you now how to hold the harmonica and then how to play a single note so you can get started on the website. All right, our first reason for holding the harmonica so it doesn't fall to the floor, right? So when you're playing, whether you're holding like this, or this, or this, or it really doesn't matter necessarily to play the harmonica, but when we want to perform certain techniques, what do you mean techniques? Like the wah-wah, the hand tremolo, right? Or if we want to hold a bullet microphone, for example, let me pull those out here. I'm on a leash. So if I take my bullet microphone, I need to be able to capture all that sound into that microphone, so that when I play through an amplifier, all that sound is going into the grill of this microphone. Isn't that pretty? It's a nice vintage 1940s Shure microphone. I like microphones. All right, so there is a proper way to hold to help with those elements. I'm going to show you 3 different ways. Start with the most common and go from there. The ergonomics of the harmonica make it feel like you should put your hands right there on that upper crest. So let me bring it to this camera. Okay. Now, I advocate that you bring your finger back a little bit further. So you pretty much just have it right on top. You got your thumb right there. So that we are being cautious not to hold too much of the harmonica. If I hold the harmonica too far forward, your lips don't have enough to bite, to grab onto. We want to bring our fingers back so that we have a lot to put into our mouth. The more harmonica we put in our mouth, the more it drops our jaw and opens up our tone chamber, right? So it's important that we don't allow our fingers to come too close to the face of the harmonica so that we have to pucker out. Because as soon as we pucker out, our jaw closes, everything comes up, the tongue comes up, and creates a thin, whiny tone. We want to be able to bring the fingers back so you're barely holding onto the harmonica so you can, in this case, read that crossover. So look at how much harmonica is in my mouth. All right, so that's important. Making sure that we have as much of the left hand, in this case, out of the way. You can see we're pretty much just making a shadow puppet with the left hand. I don't have my wrist out. I'm not doing this. I have my elbow to my side, and my wrist is nice and straight line with my arm. You don't have to be really anal about it, but you don't want to be over here because this thumb has to do with your cupping in a moment. So, like that. All right, now that I got the left hand, you'll notice that the fingers of my hand are closed. I then bring my right hand in. I advocate that you bring your palms together first. Okay, bring your palms together first. Then go ahead and bring your hands in like this. So palms together first. Then bring your hands in. You can see that the left hand is a little bit curved, creates a little bit of a C. Then the right hand, the palm goes here. Palm is here. Then I close the back. And then the thumb goes on holes 8, 9, 10 range. Okay, so there's our cup. Left hand, palms together first. Right fingers go over the left. Thumb goes over the top. You'll notice that my left thumb is pushed in as far as possible. Now I know you all have different hand sizes, but if you can, you want to go ahead and keep your thumb there. You don't want your thumb necessarily to be inside, creating a hole right in this area right there. So you push it out. All right, so this is our most common hold, and we'll call this the pinch. The next one, if you want an even darker sound, let me play a 3-draw, 4-draw at the same time. If you want an even darker sound, especially with this Hohner crossover marine band harmonica, I want to close off this opening right here. So that opening on the side, I want to close that off. I'm going to do that by bringing my hand to my thumb. So again, I'm going to do that by bringing my hand to my thumb. Right? And by doing that, it allows me to get flesh to flesh so that in my face, I'm not having any leakage of sound out that way. So if we watch it here, and you'll see and hear, if I move my thumb, it creates a big difference in sound. So if for some reason you desire to get more of a muted sound, if you bring your hand over and really try to just make the harmonica disappear, make sure your fingers are tight so that the air is not leaking out. This is a really good way to do it. If you have small hands, this may not be an option for you. Another option you can do is you bring your left thumb up. So from this position, you bring your left thumb up. Now you have the ability, if you just put the harmonica down, you're cupping your hand, left hand, right hand goes over. It's like cupping water, and you can bring that to your face. Bring it to your face and go ahead and blow. If you get a nice farting sound, that means you've got a pretty good seal. If it just goes like that, you ain't got a good seal. That's the idea, is we're trying to hold air or hold song. So, relax the hand, put it in your shadow puppet, hand to the right, like that, bring your thumb up, stick your mug in there, blow softly. Now you say, wait a minute, there's a whole bunch of opening here. Well, yeah, your lips go right here, and your bottom lip and your jaw go right there. Now, not everyone feels comfortable with this. It's a less common hold, but it is an option. It does a very good job, especially when playing amplified, of really covering the sound. So let's review. 3 different ways to hold. Shadow puppet, left hand. You may ask, can I do it with my right? I've started doing it that way. Don't. There's some issues with that. If you can get used to just switching, go ahead and do that, because we use both of our hands equally. So go ahead and bring that guy in there. The right hand, we basically want to be able to cover the right holes. So by having the right hand there, we take some of our ability away to be able to cover the right holes. So if you can, go ahead and switch to your left. So slide it in. Make sure that we don't have too much of the harmonica deeply in our hand. Right. Bring your palms together. Allow your right hand to go over your left. You can see the finger right here is touching the back of the harmonica. The thumb now goes to cover hole 8, 9, and 10 range. This is our most common hold. We'll call this to pinch. If you want to get more coverage, you rotate your palm so that your finger now touches your thumb, and you completely end cap the side of the harmonica. You need to have a little bit bigger hands to make this happen. It's very muted now. So if I'm going, that would be one reason. And playing with a bullet mic, that's also another big reason. Then the last one would be 2 thumbs up. Bringing your thumb up so that you can just mash your whole face in there. The more that you can cover the harmonica, the more you can engulf the sound into the harmonica, the stronger your wah-wah techniques will be, and also the more bass response and the more oomph you'll get through the amplifier if you play amplified. And you can experiment by just blowing it out and opening up. Try opening your thumb if you do that full end cap. Experiment. You should hear a fairly strong difference between closed and open. So those are the common 3 different ways to hold. Make sure over time, focus on relaxing your hand. It's about position, not so much about mashing. But it's hard to say relax when you're trying hard to do something.